Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from smack dab in the middle of the United States of America, straight out of the heartland, it's the one, the only, the Final Countdown. With your host, that crazy fun-loving guy, Peaches. Oh, yeah.
Hey, you guys! What's going on? It's Peaches from the Vinyl Countdown. That totally reminds me. You guys remember that movie Goonies, where they had that sloth guy down in the basement, and he's like, "Hey, you guys!" Baby Ruth, yeah, that guy. Oh, wow. That just tripped an awesome memory. Oh, welcome back to the Vinyl Countdown. We gotta loosen up a little bit, you guys. Loosen up. A little go-go juice too, right? So what's going on, vinyl community? How you guys doing? I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff going on. Man, we got threads, we got contests, we got live streams, and we got a ton of awesome content. I'm seeing a big 80s trip going on out there right now, and I'm telling you, there's nothing but smiles and giggles and memories the whole time. That's what we love on the Vinyl Countdown, right? The 80s. So, what are we going to do on this episode today? I'll tell you guys, we're going to do just that. We're going to go back to the 80s a little bit more and tell you guys a little bit more about Peach's collection. And we're going to look at some pretty iconic artists today from the 80s that I think, myself, everyone should have in their collection. So without further ado, let's get going with this episode of the Vinyl Countdown. That's right. Oh, what do we have up first? You guys, this is almost without words. This stuff brings me back so much. This is a duo, a couple of guys that took the 80s by storm. The name, Hall & Oates. I tell ya, I don't see a lot of people, not as much as the Cars, talking about, Hall & Oates, but I'm telling you, they ruled the 80s like kings. They had so many awesome songs. Yeah, two guys, one tall blonde guy, one short guy with dark hair and a porn mustache. Yeah, Daryl Hall and John Oates. You wouldn't believe, if you sat and thought about it, how many radio hits these guys had back in the 80s. They were so huge. Man, let me pull this record out of here quick. Do you guys remember Hall & Oates? I don't know how you couldn't. I mean, they're still on the radio today, and they ruled it all. But you know what? One thing about Hall & Oates, they got played a shitload of times, but they never got ruined by the radio. People talk about being overplayed. I've been hearing that term 1,000 times on the vinyl community lately. Overplayed, they got ruined, they suck. And then everybody uses that Nickelback example. And it's like, okay. But Hall & Oates, they literally did not get ruined from that, and they had a lot of play. What's on here, man? Dance on Your Knees, Out of Touch, Method of Modern Love, Bank on Your Love, Some Things Are Better Left Unsaid, Cold, Dark, and Yesterday, Going Through the Motions, All American Girl, Possession, Obsession. You know what's really different about Hall & Oates, you guys? These guys, we were kids when this stuff come out, most of us, this Hall & Oates, okay? And it's amazing if you think back on it, how much Hall & Oates was built and set up for adults. Yeah, when we were kids, these were kind of songs that were geared more towards adults and younger couples. Yeah, I mean, if you were anywhere probably around the college age to married for 50 years, this probably would have been more suitable for you, definitely. But as kids, we fell in love with them also. And that was one thing that was so unbiased about the 80s, is that even the kids loved everything. We loved it all. There was no snobbery involved at all. This one we just picked up lately. Daryl Hall and John Oates, Lifetime. I think that's what it says, Lifetime. Unbelievable. Put this on the record player. You know, if you guys don't understand the genre with this or don't know who they are, I'll just throw you out a few things. They're 80s pop, and they're middle of the road. Sometimes they're upbeat, sometimes they're a little slow, but they really got the job done as a duet. There wasn't really anything cheesy about these guys. I couldn't put cheese on Hall & Oates, you know what I'm saying? But I would totally suggest this live album from them. And all this stuff is a must-have for your 80s collection, you know what I'm saying? But if you wanted to get one Daryl Hall and John Oates record, I would have to suggest this one completely. This one has unbelievable hits on it. And this is Rock and Roll Soul Part 1. Daryl Hall and John Oates. Sarah Smile, She's Gone, Rich Girl, Bitch Girl, and it don't matter anyway. Yeah. Your Kiss is on my list. Who doesn't remember that one, man? You Make My Dreams. You make my dreams come true. Oh, oh, oh. You know, Private Eyes, They're Watching You. Oh, man. I Can't Go For That. I used to always think that it said, I can talk the best. When I was a kid, I didn't know the lyrics. And I'm like, I can talk the best now. And then Man-Eater. That's iconic. Who doesn't know the song Man-Eater? Oh, my God. One on One, Wait for Me, +2 new songs. Recorded September 1983. Wow, this is the one to get you guys. This one will blow you away. This is great weekend listening when you're all alone or with some chick. Yeah, the wife, the girlfriend. Throw on this Hall & Oates, you guys. Most definitely. Oh, check this out. We pulled this out of a magazine, actually. Look at this. Pontiac. Do you guys remember that car, the Pontiac Fiero? It was that little bullet plastic car, yeah, that they came out with. The Pontiac Fiero. Daryl Hall and John Oates. This is out of a magazine, and Daryl Hall and John Oates are advertising the Pontiac Fiero. I'm not sure if this is out of Rolling Stone, maybe? Yeah, there's Daryl Hall and John Oates sprawled over the hood of a Pontiac Fiero. I'll tell you, that's not Tawny Katane, I'll tell you that. They tried it, but I don't think they did it. No, only for Tawny Katane, right? Or Katini Luini. Yeah, and it says, and their Big Bam Boom North American Concert Tour for up to the minute tour information. See your local Pontiac dealer. Wow. Daryl Hall and John Oates. Like a couple of stud men on the Pontiac Fiero. Love those cars. Love that car, man, from the 80s. Oh, and I saw somebody on Facebook. We were talking about, like, do you remember that AMC Pacer, the bubble car? Yeah, the Bill and Ted car. Oh, man. Here's another artist, you guys. Who cannot remember Billy Idol? This is another thing you guys got to understand about the 80s. There were so many people involved in the 80s. It'll make your record collection giant. And they were all around the same genre. It was that pop, rocky pop stuff. Pop synth, whatever. And they all got super famous, and everybody paid attention to them big time. And they didn't get lost in the crowd. Just a plethora of them. I'm showing them all to you. You know what I'm saying? Like Billy Idol's one of them. Iconic, huge, giant guy from the 80s. This one's called Rebel Yell. Eyes Without a Face. Remember that was on MTV? Eyes without a face, 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 face. Oh, man. That's got a few good ones on it. Here's another one by Billy Idol. Billy Idol on the front. He tried to have a hairy chest, but he ain't gonna beat the peach. Look at that. Oh, do you know this, the song White Wedding? Iconic. Everyone knows that song, White Wedding. Hot in the City, Dead on Arrival, Nobody's Business, Love Calling, Hole in the Wall, Shooting Stars, It's So Cruel, Dancing with Myself, dancing with myself. Everybody knows Dancing with Myself, you guys. Totally. Here's another. Billy Idol, Virtual Idol. Check it out, you guys. Woo! Mr. Flat Top himself. White Wedding, part 1 and 2 is on here. Moni Moni. Dancing with Myself, Hot in the City, Flesh for Fantasy, To Be a Lover, Love Calling, Catch My Fall. Moni Moni. You remember when people, wherever you went, when somebody played the song Moni Moni, you go to a dance or you go to the high school prom or whatever, and the lyrics were, hey, hey, what, get, lay, get, nah. And everybody changed the lyrics. Well, here's a story. Imagine this 16-year-old kid out at a Christian, national youth gathering in Denver, Colorado, when all day long you're going to Bible studies and stuff for this convention, for this youth gathering, and they had a dance one night. And the DJ played this song, and everybody chanted the alternative lyrics to Moni Moni. And I was like, uh-oh. And then everybody, all of a sudden, they did it the first time, and then everybody on the dance floor got real quiet, like, oh yeah, we better not do that. Oh, just a silly moment in history, you guys. I'm serious. All right, Billy Idol. What can you say, right, you guys? Definitely. Heart. Icons. You go, like I say, you keep going through this list of 80s. Who doesn't know Heart? If you don't know Heart, you gotta get some heart. Have a big heart. Get some heart. Man, these two chicks, when they were singing, unbelievable. Unbelievable voices. Unbelievable iconic 80s ballads. They weren't considered metal ballads, but they were certainly considered some very good music. Who Will You Run To? Alone. Yeah. This one's good, but I wouldn't call it my favorite Heart album, okay? But I would totally suggest it for your 80s, right? Okay, so let's go to another one. Here's the Heart album that I like, from what I've picked up. Yeah. They really refined their look for that 80s stuff, you guys. Look at them hairdos and that clothes. Definitely. If Looks Could Kill. Yeah. What About Love? Man, really, go back and listen to that song, What About Love by Heart. Major hit. Never, another huge hit. The song Never. These Dreams, another huge hit. You guys, this is racked with like Huey Lewis hits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's Heart. Nothing at all. And I'm telling you, this is the one, you guys. And they're not expensive. Look, $2.99. I would pick this up. Total suggestion from Mr. Peaches, alright? I can just keep saying it over and over again. Everyone in the 80s was an icon. They were not left behind. They were not forgotten very easily. And they all hit the top at one time or another. And you want to talk about somebody who did it big time? Huey Lewis and the News. We just saw these guys at Alpine Valley in Wisconsin with Jimmy Buffett. These guys opened up for Jimmy Buffett, Huey Lewis and the News. This record has so many 80s hits on it, you guys. I can't even count them. The Heart of Rock and Roll. Yeah, The Heart of Rock and Roll, KBB10. Heart and Soul. Bad is Bad. I Want a New Drug. Oh, I Want a New Drug? Are you kidding me? Walking on a Thin Line. Finally Found a Home. If This Is It. Ooh, please let me know. You Crack Me Up. Honky Tonk Blues. Man. And this guy was heavily involved, if you don't remember, from Back to the Future. Remember the movie Back to the Future with Michael J. Fox? Yeah, and there were several of those movies. This guy was heavily involved with those movies as well for those soundtracks. I can't imagine how much money this guy's got right now. I know one thing about money and musical stars. I just watched that little interview with Vinnie Vincent that was on YouTube. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Kiss can kiss me right on the behind. They paid... Vinnie Vincent told the whole world just the other night that they paid him $550 or something like that a week for being in the biggest rock band in the universe. Kiss can, yeah, they can go take a hike. I heard that. If it's true, all I'm saying is if it's true, yeah, I'm done with Kiss. For good. Nothing but a ripoff. The Human League. Another 80s pop, synth type pop stuff. They're pretty good. They got a bunch of stuff out. They're kind of middle of the road. Quite a bit on the pop synth side, I would say. Kind of like your Duran Duran, but a little bit more obscure. That's what I'd say. Duran Duran, but a little bit more obscure. For sure. And they were huge too. Okay. Now, here comes another one. Just keep proving my point. Proving my point. Who could beat this chick? Ooh, I want to dance with somebody? I want to feel the heat with somebody? Oh, Whitney Houston, you guys. I only saw this record, believe it or not, out in the wild once in the last 2 years, and I picked it up. Yeah, this is the only one I saw, and it is in unbelievable condition. Tons of hits on here. The whole world was like Whitney Houston, eyes locked on. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it was back in the 80s. Yeah, first song, I Want to Dance with Somebody. I'm imagining it went to number 1. Was it Motley Crue that was fighting for first place against her, I think? And I can't remember if it was... Was it Shout at the Devil? Boy, that's... Look it up, you guys, once. I think Motley Crue was in a race for first place with Whitney Houston for between both of their albums. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and this one's also got Where Do Broken Hearts Go? And that one, I think, also went to the top, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody, I think it was Motley Crue, though, was in a big battle with her for first place. There was another one I was reading up on. I'm not sure if this is true. It's so hard to keep track of this stuff, you guys. I'm not sure if it's totally true, but You remember the band Firehouse from the late 80s and early 90s? I saw them in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And they were with Tesla, okay? I believe they beat Nirvana for, was it either Best New Artist of the Year or Best New Album of the Year? I think Firehouse kicked Nirvana's butt. I'm not positive. Look it up, you guys. It's interesting. It's interesting. There's got to be something on that. I can barely remember talking about it, but I was shocked. You know what I'm saying? That Firehouse kicked Nirvana's butt. And I was happy to hear it, too. Oh, man. Another band, infamous in the 80s and the 90s, In Excess. Probably more on the alternative side. I remember the kids in school, you know, In Excess was for the, you know, the Depeche Mode, The Cure, the Violent Femmes, 9 Inch Nails. The list goes on and on. But these guys were mostly roped into that alternative group, you know, the alternative kids in school, and they all listened to In Excess. There's a couple of good ones on here. Couple of good ones, but the one that I love is this one from NXS. This is the one to have from that whole band as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. This one's the Kick album, yeah. Here we got a gatefold action on there. Found this at an antiques mall, like an hour and a half away from here. Locked up in the bottom of the cabinet in really amazing condition. Really amazing condition, you guys. Guns in the Sky, New Sensation. I love that song. Do you guys remember that one? I'm ready for a new sensation right now. Oh, every single one of us has the devil inside. Devil inside. Everybody knows that one, right? Oh, man. Mystify, Kick, Calling All Nations. Yeah. Total suggestion from Mr. Peaches. This In Excess album, Kick. Totally good. Love these guys. Love, love, love. You know, and a lot of people talk about U2. And back then there was a big fight between U2 and In Excess. Not the bands themselves, but between fans of who was better. Was In Excess better or was U2 better? Even though they fell into the same category, it was a showdown. Definitely, I remember it. Yep. But I always liked In Excess better than U2, definitely. And then Depeche Mode was in there too. Yeah, yeah. So I love that song, Personal Jesus, though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Depeche Mode probably. Oh, I don't. It's a hard call, you know, you guys. I'm thinking probably people would mostly go with Depeche Mode, kicking In Excess's butt, pretty much. But it's they all ran the same. You know what I'm saying? Back then, 9 Inch Nails, In Excess, two different genres. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Well, that's all I got for this episode of the Vinyl Countdown, you guys. Mrs. Peaches slipped me some news today, and I don't know what's going on, but apparently the world's most badass VCLT is coming in the mail for this guy, I guess. So I don't know what's happening, but from what I understand, it's supposed to be here any day now, and it's VCLT for me from Mrs. Peaches. So I'm just a little excited about that. See what I'm saying? Wow. All right. I'm glad you guys came down to see us again on the Vinyl Countdown. Please like and subscribe, and I really appreciate everybody watching our channel. All right? And get into some of them contests and threads, okay, guys? There's nothing like seeing new videos from everybody out there, all right? Well, you guys have a great night. I'm Peaches, and this is the Vinyl Countdown.